Thank you so much for being here today. This is the light of this eclipse. You know, there's the burning womb of the moon, but instead of being dark, there's a light of the eclipse. So we are going deeper because we are putting seeds for something new, where normally we just use intuition. Now we are using the fire. So imagine that. And then imagine that this is going to go on for the next 6 months. It's amazing. It's amazing to have this opportunity to have an energy that supports so much shifts. Okay, so now the next question is, what does my heart truly desire? So Leo energy is about desire, wanting to shine through something, a new way that you meet yourself. What is the desire? These are, culturally we can be conflicted about desire. Like desire brings suffering, desire, you be let down. But this is understanding what desire is on a soul level. What is my soul desire? What is the meaning that makes me fully embrace joy? Also, we come out from feeling, if you're joyful, there's kind of guilt attached to it because there are people around you that are not that joyful, so you have to second-hand depressed. Depends which environment you grow up. So even that, if it is something that obscures your joy, look at it. Be willing to see in that darkness of the moon for that moment, to see what it is that needs to breathe again. So there's a lot of energy of intimacy, creativity, allowing the true energy, true nature of your soul to come through. Okay, so this is what the moon it's bringing for us. And now I want to enter the energy of the archetype. So with the energy of archetype, we take the celestial communications, the celestial alignments, into a space where we can channel them to support us. The work of the actualization and individuation can only be manifested through the healing of the distorted archetype inside of us and the alignment with the archetype that brings the energy. So it's something that it's energetic, or it's eternal, or something that it's present in the universe. And we don't become the archetype to not inflate the ego and then shut down the ego. A healthy ego understands that attunes to these frequencies and start to flow with these frequencies without absorbing and thinking that it's it, right? So the archetype of Leo, I'm gonna name the different qualities and see what you feel closer to you. So it's the element of fire. The ruler of this archetype is the sun. So it's the archetype of the sovereign heart, the heart that is the higher heart, the creator. And in the child is the radiant child. So the child that is safe in its original light. So what creates the moment, the bridge to reach this part of us is authentic self-expression. So this archetype asks us to allow ourselves to be who we truly are. And of course, there are many, many ways that we can figure out, because you can also figure out who you truly are, understanding who you are not. So it's not all light. We need to understand that we need all the spectrum of light and darkness to understand the true nature. So that's why Leo has the lion in the heart, the courage. Leo psyche represents the movement from the inner life, what is invisible, that becomes visible expression. So it means everything that you conquer inside of you, you are able to become and to express it. It doesn't become a moment when you are inspired. It really becomes active every single day, every day, in everyday life. So this is the gift of Leo. It's not a private gift. It's a gift that wants to become embodied, wants to be seen, wants to be manifested and lived fully. So it's authentic visibility. The heart-centered leadership that brings yourself into first place, not to overcome others, to overcome yourself and life, to be present in it. It's a creative life force, so it connects to the light of the sun, and there's an inner meter where you know that you're shining and you know that you're burning others or not. Like there's a moment where there's an inner knowing from the heart that you know you can hold this light without overpowering yourself and others. It's bringing the energy of dignity. And dignity is different than pride. Dignity is knowing your boundaries, knowing who you are, not allowing situation and people diminishing who you are, going, shining out or becoming invisible. So the dignity in this archetype, it's very, very important. And it comes, the difference between dignity and the other one, that's the pride. The dignity has an inner measurement of knowing your limits, knowing your boundaries, and respecting them and allowing others to respect them. So this is a very subtle principle, but it's very important. Generosity is another aspect of this archetype, because it's warmth, in encouragement, recognition, really helps. Imagine this energy is working within yourself, like this energy of being supported, of being like your own nature supports you. Your own nature brings creative energy constantly so that you can discover more of yourself, use more of opportunities. So imagine this archetypal energy, that it's not something that you have to give to others or something that you have to perform in life. I'm talking about opening a channel where you can start to use this frequency. So as I call them in, imagine this thing that we are calling in these energies in your life. Another aspect is joy and play. And this is to touch your divine child. So that there's nothing that's too important, and there's nothing that is too heavy. Like the divine child needs this energy of playfulness, imagination, this delightfulness of being alive. It's not superficiality, it's a form of vitality that's actually connected to the libido in the Jungian philosophy. So the libido is this energy that your higher self shines down to you, and you have this sense of playing with life and being just in the flow and being attracting and attractive. And so this is how we feed this inner, the divine child. So the question is, are you willing to become visible so that something true can move through you? You become a light that shines. Like when we see someone that it's in its heart and it's joyful, it's so it's the kind of, how do you say, when it's it's inviting. It's very inviting. It's irresistible. That's what I was trying to say. It's so irresistible when somebody has that Leo energy in the heart and the personality. Now, this is the key. We all have a Leo element in us. It's important to really identify with it and really walk with it. So now let's tap a little bit in the shadow so that we don't stay in the superficial world. We need to also know how when this energy come in, if they tap into the ego too suddenly or in the identification of the ego instead of the soul, then the same energy can shift into the shadow. So one of the shadows of Leo, it's around visibility, and it's the association to visibility, to feeling unsafe or shameful, or the opposite, competitive, conditional, and also having this addiction to applause and to be always emerging and feeling important in a way that it's more important than others. So that brings the inflation of superiority. So that light, if it goes in the heart, opens it, it becomes generosity, becomes dignity, becomes creativity, becomes the sun that shines within. But if it inflates the ego, then it burns us. So this is important. If it is a moment where we need to feel better than others to compensate for some lack, you know that this energy has hit your ego instead of your heart. Because in your heart, you will know what's the truth. So also another aspect is defensiveness and performance instead of being authentic. So this is a very simple example. It's important to know how they come in. They come in when there is an inner complex of inferiority that it's not allowing yourself to shine as much as you can, and you start to believe that you don't have it. So when you can't receive it in that space, and you take in your head, and then you start to perform and make it believe. So it's a little switch between allowing it and being in the fear of feeling it, how vast we are, instead of faking it, so that it's as a defensive mechanism, as a true qualities that we have to master. Very good. So before the creative imagination, for us to invite and to create this channel with the portal and the archetype of Leo. All right, so I'm going to start to play a little bit, and then we connect to so I would say start to breathe in